Yeah, I'm going to do a little video here for the benefit of YouTube customers about a couple of modifications, characteristics of this Moto Guzzi Norge. This is a 2008 Moto Guzzi Norge, and it's been a pretty good bike. It does most things well. I'll tell you all a few things I've done to it. Makes good sense to me, may or may not to the next guy. Those are Pirelli Scorpion Sync tires. There's one in the front, there's one in the back. They're soft. They got tremendous traction, wet. They got also very good traction on dirt, in case you happen to drive on dirt, which I've been known to. Up here, we got some adjusters. That little jab you do right there, that's how we adjust the preload on our front shocks. From the factory, these things had, this one anyway, had pathetic front suspension. It wallowed and changed up in corners and felt dangerous. I fixed it by changing the front fork oil to, I think it's 30 weight now. And I also created some adjusters, extenders for the front springs from a 15/16 socket and a 5/8 socket, by cutting and sectioning them, welding them together, and creating a 1/2-inch spacer to fit underneath that adjuster right there, hereby increasing the preload, or the capability of increasing the preload. I can increase it a full 1/2 inch past stock, or I can decrease it back to less than max full stock adjustment. Made a tremendous difference on this motorcycle. Now it's taut in the front end, stays on line all the way through the corners. It's absolutely great. Some people seem to think you should spend $2,000 for suspension components for these motorcycles. I think they're wrong. The front springs on this Norge are nice progressive units. They're tightly wound at the top, wider in the middle, and again tightly at the bottom. Nice progressive springs. I don't think anybody could do better than those. The rear suspension, likewise, there's approximately a 1/2 inch of adjustment, a preload adjustment. If you want to sit there and turn that dial about 30 minutes, it's pretty tough to get it all in there, but it's there. And that thing has got all the ass that a motorcycle needs. There's also the capability of adjusting the rebound on the rear, and mine is set 8 flats out. The biggest thing that I've done to this bike, other than the tires and the suspension adjustments, and specifically changing the preload adjusters on the front, is change the exhaust. The exhaust looks stock from the outside. It's been cut. It's been cut here and here and re-welded. The rear has been modified to where the tail cone comes off, and that then allows me to pull out the internals of that thing and repack that. The core on this muffler is from a Cherry Bomb. It's a 2-inch, 24-inch perforated steel core that now without a catalytic converter, and this thing can be made with or without a cat. Without the cat, it's a straight through 2-inch with a reduction on the end to 1.5 inch tail piece there that's about 6 to 8 inches long. The net result is a good sounding machine, nice and throaty and deep, not loud, and a nice Norge popping on deceleration, which I like, some don't, and good economy. Just completed a 520 mile run, took me 10 gallons, exactly 52 gallons, 52 miles per gallon, that makes more sense, which is kind of nice for a Norge, and that was about 65 miles an hour. And here we're going to start it up so you can hear the exhaust. Keep in mind that the exhaust is going to sound a lot louder through the microphone of this camera than it will in person. idling sound, basically the same as a stock sound in Norge. Kind of a high idle right now because it's getting cold. Back here, it's throaty. I can feel the pulses way back here, 3-4 feet back. A little bit throaty, but not loud at all. I would run this thing at 5,000 RPM. You'd hear no more noise getting here right now. And if this thing had a stock Norge muscle. A little bit of a difference when I rev it up. It's got a sound that I think is a good sound for a nice deep wind that the Moto Guzzi Norge built around. And it's throaty, it's not loud, it's not obnoxious. That was probably 6,000 RPM or so. And it's just a good sound. It frees up the exhaust. It does it in a manner that probably gives this thing some more top end, although I haven't actually topped this unit out with that exhaust on it. I have taken it up to 7,000 RPM in high gear, which is, well, I'll take that back, 7,200 RPM, which was indicated 133, I think, which is probably about 125 actual. Prior to, I haven't had enough road to run it out. Prior to that, I've run this bike up to 7,600 RPM in high gear once, and 7,400 RPM twice in high gear. And I suspect it'll do all of that, probably a little bit more, given that it's probably got a couple more horsepower on the top. With that straight through exhaust, like I stated earlier, can be done with or without the catalytic converter. I took mine out because I wanted it out. The original exhaust is multi-chambered, and with the cat, I think fairly restrictive, and I think sounds like crap. This one I think sounds like good, and I like it, and I created it, and I'm proud of the fact that that I did something that that worked, because sometimes it doesn't work out the way you planned. Anyway, we changed the tires. I like these Scorpion sinks. We changed the suspension. I did it for free. It didn't cost me 2,000 bucks. Now, if you want to spend 2,000 bucks on yours, more power to you. You don't need to have a fine handling machine. I changed the exhaust. Cost me a couple $100 for a cherry bomb insert and having my buddy do all the welding and fabrication. And that was kind of a gift to him because I figured it was worth it. You could spend 750 bucks for a Zard or 600 and something for a stain tune and probably not do any better. Anyway, that's my story, guys. I'm sticking to it. The Norge, good machine. In particular, it's a sport touring bike, and for me, that says it all right there. Enough on all this stuff. We are going to check out right about now.